Over. I'm overthinking every time. All right, all right, all right. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be watching. Or if it is me watching this back again, you're doing good, bro. Just continue practicing. You're getting better. I'm seeing the little bit of progress that I'm making. Okay, today is day 12 of the 21 days that I'm spending practicing. This is going to be something that I'm constantly going to do because I want to improve my communication skills. So right now I'm focused on how I articulate the things that I want to say. Can I articulate my thoughts in a way that is so persuasive that I can make people think what I'm thinking? I can paint a picture from the thoughts on my mind. Okay, so this is why I'm practicing all of this today. So if you would be so inspired by what I'm doing, you too can do it. You don't have to do it in a video and put it out there for the internet to see. You don't have to do it like this. I decide to do it like this, but you don't. If you actually want to do it, hey, round of round of applause for you because it takes a little bit of more courage to be vulnerable on the internet where you're actually putting it out there how you're practicing. Instead of showing the perfect you, you're showing the soft side as well, the mistakes you're making. Because if I was perfect, I wouldn't need to be practicing all of this, okay? I'm not, but I know the potential there is out there. I've seen people speaking. So inspirational. I'm not gonna be naming names, but I got quite a lot of mentors of mine that inspire me a lot. So I take it upon me to also become just as good a speaker as they are. And today's day 12 I've been practicing. And today we got a couple of good prompts as well. So let's go right into it and see the questions we're going to be answering. Okay, I got actually something I want to say. Yesterday I was in a party. Okay, at 6 p.m. I went to the party. Didn't make it back home early enough to actually make this video. So today I'm about to answer six pumps instead of just three. I'm about to answer six pumps instead of just three. And hopefully they don't wear me off. If it if six questions wear me off, what kind of stamina do I have? Am I just gonna yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy, I'm not a bitch. Okay? I'm just gonna stand there and answer all the questions thrown at me. Okay? But this is where we get to practice it. I'm gonna throw six questions at me and see how I do. Do I fumble the bag or do I get it right? Time will tell. So let's get right into it. Let me actually read the questions I'm gonna be answering first. I'm gonna read them all first, and I'll be answering them one by one after that. Question number one: is it better to be an optimist or a realist? If you want to answer that question as well, put 1 minute timer. Put 1 minute on a timer. Okay, I have to put 1 minute. You know what? I'm gonna put 1 minute 5 seconds. Nah, 1 minute is enough. 1 minute on a timer, and make sure your question is fully answered within the 1 minute range, and do not talk less than 50 seconds, or do not talk more for 1 minute 10 seconds. So you have about 20 minutes window or 20 seconds window, wiggle room for you to do whatever you want, but respect the rules. Okay. Question number two: should college education be free? Interesting, right? Number three: does technology make us more or less connected? Does technology make us more or less connected? These questions they are they're getting more and more interesting by the day. So I only have 9 more days left after today. So it's gonna be interesting. The questions are getting juicy, interesting. Okay, one, two, three. Question number 4. What is the most important quality in a leader? Ooh, that's good. Okay, let's see. Are humans naturally good or evil? That's question number 5. Question number 6. Should voting be mandatory? All right, I'm not gonna think a lot because I don't wanna have to prepare my answers. Because in real life, when they send these journalists, these paparazzis after you, asking you questions, waiting for you to slip up, so you could ruin your image. People are not gonna give you time to think, right? They're just gonna ask you the questions and expect that you're gonna answer right away. So since the world will put me on the fire, I might as well put myself on the fire first. In fact, in fact, one of my heroes, one of my heroes, y'all probably don't know him, but from the Haitian history, right? We had this president, which called himself an emperor at the time, okay? He called himself an emperor because he was really an emperor. Henry Christopher the First. He was so good. Before Haiti got to be independent, they were fighting the French army, which was a great, savage army at the time. But nobody was afraid of them. I'm talking us Asians, we were not afraid of them. Because what we would be more afraid of? An eternity in slavery or fighting off the oppressor, chopping off their heads. Well, it sounds kind of fucked up when I say it like this. But yeah, they had to take their independence, so they fought. What it did is that after he conquered one city, right? He conquered one city. The French general wrote him a letter asking him to leave the city, give him his slaves back, all that. He, in return, sent back a letter. He said, because the French general also threatened them, he said, if you do not leave the city and give me back my slaves, I'm gonna come to the city and burn your house, burn the traitors. And his response letter, he said, if you want the city back, you can come and fight for it. But don't worry about burning my houses and my traitors, because I will burn the whole city myself. Because when you come back, upon the ashes of the city, I will fight you. I will bleed you so bad, you will wish you never come to the city. You wish you never, ever had my people doing slavery work for you. So I was trying to sound just as savage as he did. I couldn't. But yeah, this is the whole point of it. Ham putting himself on the fire first before the enemy, not opponent. It was literally enemy before his enemy tried him. Okay, and in reality, he actually did burn the whole city. He before burning the whole city, he burned his own house first, and then burning all the other slaves' houses, all the other French people's houses, because he just pushed them away. But when the motherfuckers, the army, the enemies, they come, they were like, what the fuck? This motherfucker really did burn the city. And upon those ashes, they received a great death, maybe shameless death. Imagine fighting a nation just so that they could be your slaves. Morality was not a thing back then, I guess. All right, so question number one, let's get right into it. Is it better to be an optimist or a realist? 1 minute on the clock. Is it better to be an optimist or a realist? Now, as much as I love being an optimist, because I myself am an optimist, I love to see the good things, the good side of things first. Okay. If I have 5%, 5% a chance that I might actually succeed in doing something, the 90% chance of me failing, it doesn't weigh as heavy on my soul as the 5% chance because me knowing that I actually can succeed is just enough for me to embark on the journey and, you know, go through all the miseries, the difficulties, the challenges, just so that I could exploit the 5% chance. But being a realist, however, can save you a lot of toil, a lot of pain. But what would be life if pain did not exist? 1 minute is over. But yeah, this was my answer. I would be life if pain did not exist. Do you remember the song? God, thank you for pain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for rain. Thank you for sun. Why do they not rhyme? Thank you for pain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for rain. Thank you for what? I don't remember. But okay, this was question number one. Question number two. Should college education be free? Okay. Now, after asking the question, okay, I'm not thinking about answering the question. After asking the question, if I want to take even 5 seconds to think about what my answer would be, I want to count it from the 1 minute that I have. Okay, because if I have cameras on me, then every single second counts. And I don't mind it. Because if you can have a killer answer to a response to an answer, well, to a question, then the little time you spend thinking about it, if not too long, it would be justified. Remember when Elon Musk answered the question, what what was the movie? He was asked the question in an interview. He took about 12 seconds thinking about the answer. It was like, you know, I'm reminded of the movie Princess Bridal, something like this, where she said, what was the quote? Offer me money, offer me power. I don't care. Something like this. So the answer was so cold that the 12 seconds he spent thinking about what he's gonna say was not a negative. In fact, he even counted to his advantage, actually. People respected. It was like, damn, this guy don't really care about money, right? Because the whole thing was asking him how your company is losing money when you talk, then why talk at all? And he was like, offer me money, offer me power. I don't care. I'm gonna talk. I have the liberty. So I'm gonna do it. So what was the question again? Should college education be free? You know what? Yes, the answer is yes. College education should be completely free because if they're gonna ask you to waste your time to go to college, making you pay for it should be a criminal activity. Okay, I can understand in some industries going to college is necessary. If you're gonna be a nurse, if you're gonna be a doctor, a pilot, maybe. Well, you know what? Even a pilot, you go to pilot school, learning how to fly a plane. but it is completely unnecessary for you to pay for college when you're gonna learn maybe some computer thing because there's somebody out there you pay and you learn from them. In a year, you would spend 5 years to learn in college. Completely unnecessary. It's a waste of money, a waste of time, a scam. So yes, it should be free. This was my thought. Question number three. Does technology make us more or less connected? Does technology make us more or less connected? Technology doesn't make us more connected. It does give us access to one another wherever you may be. Okay? You may be all the way in Dubai, Africa, and China, and then using this technology. And I'm assuming we're talking about the internet. Okay? I'm not talking about cars, the technology that is still being improved and being evolved. Okay? Being evolved. I'm assuming we're talking about the internet. It gives us access to the world, but it makes the human connection dissipating. That is dissipating because you can have 1 million followers and still feel empty inside, still feel alone. So no, it doesn't really make us connected. 1 minute is over. What is the most important quality in a leader? 1 minute on the clock. What is the most important quality in a leader? Okay, to me, the most important quality in a leader is full on authenticity. You can be a great speaker, have all the important qualities for leadership, but if you're not authentic, you're in for a rude awakening. Okay, because being a leader means you have to take responsibility for your followers. And if you are lying to them, when they discover that, it's not gonna be good for you. So be authentic because this will save you a lot of headaches. Because if you're not authentic, you're gonna pay, and greatly will be the price. Not sure you wanna do that. So be authentic. This is my advice. I'm not a counselor, not an advisor, but I myself strive to be authentic as I can be. And I think all leaders try that too. Question number five. Are humans naturally good or evil? Are humans naturally good or evil? You know what? At the core, I think all humans' nature is good. However, because the world is being reigned by the devil, the world is evil, very evil. I think the influences in our environment, they create a certain reality that kind of make us stuck in this evil circle. Now, all we want is revenge, vengeance, or we hate what we should love, or love what we should hate. Everything is upside down. So, human nature is good. However, the influence we have make us commit a lot of evil deeds. 1 minute. Now, before I answer the last question, are these answers being very well articulated? Okay, my point is I want to be as truthful as I can be, answering with what I actually think because I don't want to lie. Authenticity. But the whole point of me practicing is to get my articulation skills right. Okay, which by proximity. Whoa, whoa. by proximity or by no proximity, praxicity. You know what? I gotta check this real quick. There is no way. Okay, by proxy. It's just by proxy. Yeah. Which by proxy, I just forget what I was saying. Oh man, I got so much work to do. How the fuck am I forgetting what I'm saying? So I did not arrange the knowledge on my mind that well, with which by proxy means. Okay, what I was saying is I just remembered practicing my articulation skills by proxy means that I'm also practicing my communication skills overall. Okay, and with a good enough, not good enough. I'm not here to settle down for good enough. No, with a great, impressive communication skills, you can accomplish a lot more than you can even dream of. So, knowing this, I'm practicing. And having it on the internet probably is not the best thing for me, but I know it's gonna help a lot of people who actually watch this. Maybe you're gonna practice as well, and this is gonna help them. And good communication for the world means good for all mankind, for all mankind. So my answers so far, I haven't rated them. You know what? Next time I come here, I'm gonna give the grades to my answers. Question one, grade like 3 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Okay, if I get an 8 out of 10, that means I'm getting to the actual goal. Okay, 8 out of 10 is my goal for the whole 21 days. Okay, as much as I would love to say it's 10 out of 10, to the level I really want to get at, I'm still far. Okay, I'm realistic. I am up. Oh my word, I can't take this anymore. Why am I stuttering? Why the fuck am I stuttering, bro? Why the fuck am I stuttering, bro? What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? I have a long fucking way to go, and I can't take this. These are little mistakes. Should be over this. Should be more. All right, so there you go again. I fucked up the camera. I fucked it up, didn't I? Okay. You know what? Let me just get into answer number six. Oh, question number six. What was it? Should voting be mandatory? Oh, I should not be thinking. Should voting be mandatory? The answer is yes. Okay. Now, freedom to choose is a good thing. 100%. Whether you're gonna vote or not, however, should be taken away from, should it? You know what? On second thought, maybe you don't want to get involved. My answer, I'm gonna keep yes. Voting should be mandatory for everybody if you're old enough. Okay, that's because your choice of voting or not will also determine who wins the election. So vote And whether you vote or not, politics is gonna have a huge superintendent, superincumbent weight on your shoulder, right? Whether you choose the president or not, there's gonna be a president, and he's not gonna know you didn't vote. He's just gonna do the things he's placed there to do. So maybe your vote qualifies or disqualifies him to go into office. So voting should be mandatory for everybody. Yes. My answer came in late because I took too long to think about the answer. You know what? I'm gonna give one more. I'm feeling it tonight. So let me give one more. Is failure necessary for success? 1 minute on the clock. Is failure necessary for success? The answer is yes, it is necessary because it is from failure that we learn the most important lessons. Okay? Now, to learn lessons, it is not necessary that you learn from failure. The most important lessons are often learned from failures because when you're happy, you're achieving successes after successes, successes after successes, you become complacent. Or a lot of us, we do tend to become complacent. But when you fail, we all tend to take a step back and analyze where did we go wrong? We'll find it and learn how not to go wrong the same way again. Okay, so failure is necessary for success. Okay, this answer was not too good either. Articulation was not bad, but answer is a little bit shallow. So I need to know. I need to. I, I would do some research on how to answer questions in a deep manner. Maybe at first I should answer with one sentence that is heavily packed with my idea. Okay, like instead of saying yes, failure is necessary for success, I say something like, let me see, how could we determine success if failure did not exist? The existence of failure itself is what makes success a thing. Okay? Imagine in the creation of the world, God could not fail. Okay, don't get me wrong. God could not fail. But even then, he still said, this was good. Why did he say it? Because it could have probably been bad. And if it was bad, he would have to redo it again, which means failure. So the existence of failure is enough proof to show that, okay, failure is a good thing. If you're ever gonna achieve success, if you're ever gonna achieve success, you're gonna have to accumulate a lot of failures on the way. Because without failure, there is no success. Okay, y'all probably don't know, but it's already 3 in the morning. I just didn't want to go to bed without doing this. So my system is telling me, you gotta go. It's not time for you to be up. And I'm just disobeying. However, I know it comes at a cost. So it's time for me to go. It was a pleasure having you watching this video. If you're on this live, it was a pleasure having you live with me. And yeah, I'm actually doing it live. I'll just upload it after again. So this is all live. It's not me recording the video and edit the video and all that. No, 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 no. You have the raw video, the raw meat, not raw meat. All right, not raw meat. Raw meat, raw meat. It was a pleasure having you here. I'm happy to have you. And Come back again tomorrow because I have another session. We'll be here for 21 days. Today was only day 12. Peace.